Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Baby Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good night. Yes, it's late again. Well, I'm struggling a little bit this evening, tonight. I had to do something I didn't want to do this morning, but for my family's sake, it was the right decision to do. We had been stressed out and lots of screaming and yelling for ever since we got about a weekend to getting Leroy. We weren't the right family for Leroy. The decision became final yesterday evening when he attacked Theodore, my 8-year-old pit bull mix. He attacked Theo, and then it struck me that Leroy was the reason why Theo had injuries to his ear that I recently cleaned and doctored for him. And I wasn't sure how he got those injuries until we saw Leroy attacking him. Well, Theo, being a little bit overweight and 8 years old, he's kind of slow, and he was no match for Leroy, who was straight muscle and full-blooded pit bull. And between him attacking Theo, I could deal with the fact that he was difficult to potty train. He was still having accidents on the floor even after being here a month, and we let him out like something like 12 or 15 times a day, and he was still having accidents. He was so jealous of Theo, and we couldn't hardly pet Theo because he would constantly bust in and take over the situation. And then he jumps up on everybody, and he nearly knocked me over several times, and he kept knocking me into door frames. And when I got up this morning, I was like, why are my legs sore? And because he kept bumping me into things. He would just, barrel past me and use all his weight right against me, and there I went right into the door frame. And he did this all day long. Him attacking Theo was pretty much the last straw. I feel like a failure, I feel like we did everything humanly possible, and it still didn't work. I will admit that I adopted Leroy out of grief over Axel, my black lab that died a week before, well, not even a week before, about 6 days before I adopted Leroy. I thought that adopting another dog would help me heal and help me not be so sad over the loss of Axel, but it didn't. I feel like I did a disservice to Leroy by putting that kind of pressure on him and myself. I jumped too soon. I thought I was doing the right thing by adopting another dog. I really did. And the fact that he'd been at the shelter almost 2 months broke my heart. And when we visited with him at the shelter, he was calm and he was chill and very sweet. Of course, about a week after getting him home, once he realized he was home, he turned into a little tornado and made all of us miserable. So as much as I didn't want to take him back to the shelter, I didn't really, after he attacked Theo, I really didn't feel like I had a choice, because Theo, we've had 7 years, and he's earned his place in the house. And, and he's a really good dog, and he didn't deserve to be treated that way. He just didn't. And so I made the hard choice and took him back this morning. It was not easy, but I felt like I had to, for the sake of my family and my precious Theo being a part of that family. So I hope y'all don't get too mad at me, because I know I said I wasn't going to take him back, and I wasn't until the point where he attacked Theo like he did. And Theo hadn't done anything. He hadn't tried to get his toy. He hadn't tried to get his food. He just attacked him out of hand, just completely unprovoked. And that was just the last straw. It was the last straw. And so I had to do it. I had to take him back, and I really didn't want to. But hopefully with some tips. I told the shelter that he needs to be the only dog in the house. He needs someone young to adopt him, and no small children. Because I worry about his behavior around small children, and his tendency to bite, and I don't want to see small children hurt. So hopefully some young adult with plenty of time and energy can go in there and take him on. I think that'll be the best situation for him, being the only dog with a young adult with lots of energy and good health. That you know, that will work better for him. So hopefully he gets that chance. But anyway, I just want to kind of get that out there, you know, in the beginning of the video, so I can get on with happier things. Strawberry water, in case you're wondering. Well, I finished the red top. It's not perfect, but I think it'll be well received. I also made a matching hat. So this is the top. I just did just a little bit of a sleeve because it is summer, and so this is how it came together. I just did a couple of more rows of half doubles at the bottom to give it a little more length, and I think she will really enjoy it. This is probably a one-off. I'm gonna go over with you how I did this. Now she is a 2X, and so I took a 2X t-shirt and I measured the bottom of it, and then I chained a chain to match that length, to match that width. That I didn't count stitches at the time. I didn't count stitches, and so what I did is I did half doubles all the way up into the point where I wanted to add this little design element here. Okay. Now the back part is completely solid. See, this is the back part, and I just made the back panel completely in half double crochet. Now when I got up to about right here, I did 4 rows of shoulder shaping, and what I did is I did count the stitches. I had 84 stitches across, and so and I made sure the second panel was the same amount of stitches so that I would be, you know, the same size panels. But what I did is I got to a certain part, and then I counted stitches and got to the middle, and then I counted 10 stitches on either side of the you know, that stitch in the middle. And so and that's where I put my stitch markers for my neck, and right above that, right on either side of the neck hole that I created, I did 4 rows of half doubles for shoulders. And I did 4 rows on both panels on either side of the neck, so that, you know, that'd make room for the shoulders and be nice. You can't even really tell that that's what I did. It came off really nice. And I seamed the shoulder up, you know. I use a single crochet sewing together. It does create that ridge on the inside of your top, but it's more secure, and for me, for my purposes, in my way of doing things, that's how I like to do it. I know a lot of people do like a mattress stitch or a whip stitch, or whatever you use is whatever is good. It's good. It's fine. But for my purposes, that's what I do. I do a single crochet to seam things up. And then the neck area, I just went around a couple of rows of single crochet just to kind of trim that up well. On the sleeves, I did 4 rows of half double crochet just to give it a nice little kind of cap sleeve. Not too much of one. Like I said, it's summer, and this should be a nice summer top. And then I went back to the bottom, because I did start with a foundation chain where, you know, you chain and then you do a single crochet in each stitch. I did do that, and then I think I did 1 more extra row of single crochet, and then I started my half doubles. So I'm just going to break this down for y'all in this video. I'm not going to do a tutorial, but I will break down, you know, that's why I'm explaining things in such detail. That way, if you want to make one, you know, you certainly can. I probably will do another top similar to this, and I'm open to someone that wants me to make them one, but I will switch up what I do at the top, you know, because I think that, you know, everybody deserves a custom top. And so if you're interested in a custom cotton top or acrylic top, just let me know. I have my email in the description, and I'm open to orders. So I got Juan's top that I'm gonna be doing either starting tonight or tomorrow, and that one's not gonna take very long. I did buy a t-shirt. I did purchase, this was on clearance, I believe. No, it was only $6. But this is just a sleeveless shirt in his size, the 1X size. And so I'm going to use this for the measurement across the bottom. That will help me with, that. I did ask him to measure from his shoulder to his waist, so I have that notated. And that way I know how long to make it, because he is 6'6". So you want to make sure that you get it long enough. And so, and this is the hat that I made to go with the top. It's that beret hat, that Little John, her pattern, but I changed the brim. Her pattern has you do like umpteen rows of of single crochets, and I'm like, that's too many single crochets. So I did a front post, back post brim, and this is just like where did it go? There it is. It's just like this hat. Yeah, it's just like this one. Only I did I think 3 rows of ribbing on that one, and I don't think I only did 2 at this one. But I know she likes her hats, and so I figured a hat to match her new top would be appropriate. So I'll tell y'all after I mail it off who it's for. But she is well known and well loved, and she helps a lot of other channels out by moderating and doing stuff like that. And so to me, she deserves something made for her. So I'll get these washed, and I can wash these 2 together, but you don't want to wash I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby with any other garment. Just wash it by itself, because otherwise it'll peel little fluffies all over whatever you washed it with. I learned that the hard way. So anyway, I'm just reminding y'all. But that's what we got going right now. I should be able to have his top probably, it won't take me not even a week to do that. And I think I'll start Will's blanket after I get done with this top, because I get singularly focused. I get focused on one project, especially if it's something that I can really go to town on and get done quickly. I mean, I did this top in less than a week. I did this just this afternoon. So it doesn't take me long to do things. My friends call me Speedy. Well, if you can get to doing things without a lot of distractions or interruptions, it just doesn't take me long. I don't have small children, and of course now I've taken Leroy back, so I don't have him to constantly interrupt me. And when one of the boys comes in here to talk, I can crochet and talk to them at the same time. So, but now everything's more peaceful here and less stressful. I have really been stressed out, and I didn't realize how much I'd been stressed out. When I get stressed out and anxiety ridden, I get the itchies. I get where it's really hard for me to go to sleep because I'm itching all over, and I just can't scratch it enough. I can't, and so it makes sleep almost impossible. So hopefully tonight I don't get the itchies, and my stress level can get back down, and to where all I'm worried about is my next top and my next video, which I don't agonize over too much. No, I look forward to making this dark purple top, and I think it should come out pretty well. I hadn't quite fixated on which mesh stitch I'm going to do, but it'll be pretty. It won't be perfect. I don't do anything perfect, and I think you'd be hard pressed to find a crochet project that was flawless. So of course, someone pointed out that when I was showing the panels, that the little window part that I did, the ends don't match on one side of it. Well, that's because my stitch count was off. I didn't when I was started the top, I didn't really have a set way of putting that little design at the top. I wasn't sure which stitch I was going to use, so there was no way to really plan for that because I was designing as I go, which a lot of people do. And so because I was designing as I go, I didn't know until I come to that point exactly, because I started with a V-stitch and it just didn't look right. And so I frogged that back out, and then it hit me, oh, that would look nice. And so that's, you know, it was completely on the fly. And so that's why I couldn't have planned for the ends to match. But now that it's put together, it's really not all that noticeable. So, and only someone that was really studying it and nitpicking it would really notice. From a distance, you can't really tell. But it came out well. I think it came out well. I think the sleeves will be just fine being simple like that. It's just a very basic top. Very, very basic. Anybody could do it. And, well, I say anybody unless you don't crochet. But if you know single crochet, double crochet, you slip stitch, you know, you can do it. You can do it. And I encourage you to try. And of course, my email is down in the bottom if you have questions. If I can help you, I will. You know, I'm not going to do a tutorial because I'm terrible at tutorials. And this was so simplistic, it just doesn't warrant a tutorial. I pulled from my experience, and I pulled from other things I had watched. I know Tiffany Hansen, Crocheting with Tiffany Hansen, she's got a video out with just a plain t-shirt that she made crocheted. And I took some of the knowledge from that to make this one. So, you know, I just pulled from all the I watch a lot of tutorials. When I'm really looking to make something, I'll go and I'll search for that type item, and then I'll watch a few 6, 7 tutorials until I get glean enough knowledge from those tutorials to do what I really want to do. So I can't say any one particular channel inspires me. It's just you know, just a sum of all the things I've learned in the 2.5 years that I've been crocheting. So, but of course there's young people now, young girls and young people that are getting into crochet that make the amigurumis, and they find that easy. No. All them tiny stitches really tight like that, my hands would not thank me for that. So I like my bigger stitches, you know, my half doubles, my doubles, and my singles. I don't really get a whole lot of complicated, you know. I stick with the basics because that's what makes me happy. And I'm very comfortable with it. I can get some speed up, and of course I can do a top in 3 or 4 days. So I enjoy doing it though. I can't wait to get this in the mail to her. I got to get her address and get it off to her, and then see how she likes it, because I think the matching hat is awesome, and I think she'll like it, and it should fit her, because I'm kind of between a 2 and a 3X, so, and it sort of fit me. So it was a little tighter than I like my top, so obviously I'm not the same size as her. She's a bit smaller than me, and so it should be fine. I mean, it fit me, and it could have been comfortable, but I like really big, you know, I like my frumpy stuff. I like to be frumpy. I am starting to wear more fitted clothes, but like these shorts I'm wearing are more fitted than I'm used to, but you know, they're comfortable, and they go right above my knee. And that's where I'm comfortable with shorts. I'm not comfortable with really short shorts. I'm still a little too big for that. And I have my dignity after all. But yeah, so I'm really pleased with how this came out. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to doing Juan's top. I think I'll probably knock it out in less than a week, and then I'll wash it and send it on to him. I got some lavender scented fabric softener that I like to put with, wash things with, so that when they get it, it smells like lavender. And I think it's wonderful. Lavender's my favorite scent. So yeah, and it's Downy Calm is the fabric softener I use. It's it's a bit on the late. It's name brand. I buy the Downy Calm lavender scent for my crochet items, and I buy the cheap stuff for everything else. But occasionally Will go in there and do his laundry, wash his bedding or something, and then he uses my fabric softener because he likes the smell of it. And I'm like, don't use that. That's my crochet stuff. That's for crochet stuff. That's not for regular clothes. But he does anyway, because it's in there. And so he just grabs whatever fabric softener is available. But he does like the lavender smell on his bedding, his sheets and blanket and such. And of course, Johnny has told me today, which made me feel a little bit better about life. He said how much he is loving his new blanket. So I notice every time I go in there, he's covered up with it. And it just makes my heart smile. I'm glad he loves it. I wanted him to, he got it the day after his birthday. But he's totally fine. He's fine with it. And so when I get done with this next top, I'll start Will's blanket, because I only have 3 months to do that. I don't have to do crunch time like I did with Johnny's, and just only work on that. So I will start Will's once I get this top done, and I'll probably start another top too, because I really want to make a top in this. Yeah, it's still in the bag. I want to make a top in this cotton yarn here. I'm thinking I'm going to do a granny square pullover in the 4X size, because I got 6 of these now. So I got plenty. It shouldn't take more than, it might take about 3.5 to do a 4X granny square pullover. So that's what I'll do. And the other 2, I'll just, I'll figure something out. But yeah, it'll probably take close to 4. I don't know, because I have to use a 5mm with that yarn, and I used a 5.5 with this one, because that's what the I Love This Yarn calls for, and it's the right size. I've messed with that yarn, you know, made several things out of that yarn, and so I tried a 6, and it just wasn't comfortable using a 6, so I use a 5.5 with that. The eye hook, my little clover. I know y'all, a lot of y'all like these, like the fancy hooks. I think the fanciest hook that I actually like, I got from Amy, and it's in here. And she got me this this custom hook. Oh, last year I think. Yeah, and it says Tap Mama on it. Well, I don't know if you can see that, but it's fancy. It's got turquoise and gold here. It kind of it has a little beach theme is what she was going for, and it's a 6mm. And so I use this from time to time, but I don't want nothing to happen to it, so I keep it in this here thing. And then I have this little, I think this is a, yeah, this is a 5mm. I might give this a whirl now that I'm going to be doing a top with 5mm. I got this from Shannon, the Spoonie Stitcher, in a gift, that Happy Mail that she sent me. And then let's see, what is this one? Oh, 6.5. This is a K hook. And I got this one from Crystal, the Yarny Chicken and Crazy Cat Lady. She made this for me. It was part of a giveaway she had, and she put a little puppy on it. You can, hold on, I'll see if you could see that. Let's see the little puppy and the paw prints. I like that. I was trying to see if I had any other fancy ones in here. No, just this 4mm that I don't typically use. So I have some furls over there in a drawer in my dresser over there, but I never could really use those. But my son gave me the money to buy them, so they're kind of sentimental, so I hang on to them because for sentimental reasons. But I have 3 of those. One's a 5, one's a 7, and one's a 10, I think. So, but they're that inline, really sharp, that deep, really deep hook, and I struggle with those. I don't care for those. I like the clover hooks best. The clover or tulip hooks. I think, let's see. No, that's not it. There it is. Okay, there's one. These little pink ones. Yeah, this is a 6.5 tulip hook. And these are very similar to the clover hooks. I can use those interchangeably without having to adjust too much. But I really like this handle because I hold my hook like this. I do it just like that. So that's how I hold it. So this gives me a little thumb rest, and it works just fine. So those are very similar to Clover's. I only have 2 of those tulips because they're not exactly as cheap as other hooks. But I have the 6mm and the 6.5 because I wanted a 6.5 that was metal and not plastic. Clover hooks, if you get bigger than a 6mm, they go plastic. Like this one. This is a 6.5 Clover hook, and it's plastic. Nothing wrong with this hook. I just like metal. It slides better to me. And it's just, you know, I just like the weight of a metal hook, and I like to use the metal in the bigger sizes. It's just easier for my type of crochet, and it's nicer. But I got a couple of cards here that Johnny got since we last did. Yeah, this is the one that, nope. Hold on, y'all. There it is. Okay. This is how one of them came. It was in it had been torn at some point. This one was from Carla. And this is how it came to us, but it came in a United States Postal Service envelope instead of the original envelope. And apparently Carla put some money in here for John, because when I read the card, it mentions that she sent him $25. There was no $25 when we got the card. Someone stole it. So that's just, you know, how it goes, I guess. This first time that's ever happened to us, with someone sending him cash. So it was, you know, kind of a little bit disappointing. You know, it's a bummer, you know. Not that, you know, we're going to be made or broke, you know. It wasn't about the money. It's just about that someone thought that they were entitled to something that belonged to someone else. That always bothers me. You know, thievery always bothers me. Don't steal. There's too many ways to earn money available that you don't have to steal. So, yeah, that bothers me. But the card reads, "Don't worry about being another year older. Do you hear anybody kidding you about your age? Of course not. Have you heard any snide, insulting jokes about getting on in years or being over the hill? Certainly not. But then the hearing is usually the first to go." Happy birthday, Carla, she says. And this is what that looks like. A little puppy. We got a lot of puppy type cards. And this one is from Donna Ritchie. She's in Pennsylvania. And so this is what that card looks like. And it says, "Good times, good memories, good stuff." And it says, "That's what we hope you have lots of on your birthday." And then she signed it, Donna Ritchie, and she put a little note in here for him. And then this latest one is from Australia, which tickled Johnny to no end. And so, yeah, this is from Virginia. So, Bertie and Harvey. Something, Adele, maybe? I'll have to look inside. Maybe they signed it inside too. It's hard to read. And of course, this one has a puppy too. And it says, "You'd probably be embarrassed by a mushy gushy birthday card. So this one just says happy birthday." And then when you open it, you get this. It's a lovely pop-up. It says, "To a wonderful, smart, all-around good-looking person. Sorry, just couldn't stop." And let's see, it says, "Happy birthday, Johnny. Thinking of you, and Theodore and Leroy." Okay. So he really loved this pop-up card, and he wanted to make sure that I showed it on the channel so that Virginia and her family know that we appreciate that very much. I think he got, I want to say 2 from the UK, maybe 1 or 2 from Australia, and some from Canada. Yeah, one of the Canadian ones, I don't know what I did with it. It's on this table somewhere. I'll have to find it again. But one of them had a Canadian $20 bill in it. So I don't know if he'll want to go get it converted to US or just keep it because it's cool. It's cool. It's cool looking. Their money's plastic. It's like a really thin plastic. So that's pretty neat. All our money is paper money. Mind you, it's got lots of high-tech, you know, precautions in it to keep it from being copied or, you know, counterfeited. So there's a lot of counterfeit measures. You know, there's threads and you know, strips, you know, security strips in it and all that good stuff. But it's still paper. So anyway, that's about all I got for y'all tonight. Hopefully y'all won't go after me in the comments about the Leroy situation. You know, I'll just delete any negative comments I get, because, you know, this was a personal decision. This was not made easily or, you know, without consideration. But I had to put my family first, and our family was not meshing with his puppiness. And, so I did what I had to do. But hopefully y'all understand and don't come after me too much in the comments, because I'll just delete those comments, because I don't need that stress. I just don't. But I do love y'all, and so does Jesus. And you have a good night, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.